Asapa from Zion Law School. Welcome to the free Astrotheology course. This is our course textbook, The Gospel and the Zodiac, The Secret Truth About JC, the Christ Figure. The author is Bill Darrell-El. So I want to make it a habit of always mentioning that there are more secrets than just the astrotheology. So, for emphasis, there are the mind sciences. Okay, so the mind sciences, the astrotheology, and of course, other secrets. But all of these secrets have one thing in common. Empress Roro writes, Shalawama. Shalawama, Empress Roro, good to see you here. The common thread are the Hermetic principles through each of the secrets. Okay, that's the common thread. And I've been demonstrating or showing these secrets, these Hermetic laws or principles in the last several videos. Okay, so pay attention. Make sure you do understand that the astrotheology is not the end-all, be-all. All right? All right, so there's natural law, the mind sciences, and other things. So y'all can see I'm in a new venue, right? Let me see if I can. This is quite a nice place, actually. This is a coffee shop. I walked into this coffee shop and looking for a new place to live stream. And this coffee shop also happens to be a spa. So let me show y'all. Check this out. It's quite nice. All right. So this is a coffee shop, and then behind the coffee shop there is a spa. So let me show y'all that. Yeah, it has very relaxing music too. It has spa music. This is much better than the coffee shop scene, right? But anyway, in the back there is a spa. So I like it here. It has the spa smell. Y'all know how the spa smell. So it's quite nice. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna try to live stream from here as often as I can because it's quite comfortable, and actually they've been good to me. They gave me this pastry on the house and some other stuff on the house also. It was very kind of them. And this is the shiny stuff, y'all, that's honey. And it's quite tasty. Okay? So let's get into our lesson. All right. We're still dealing with page 21, 22, and 23. So I asked them before I started live streaming if it's okay to live stream because I'm gonna talk. And they said, okay, no problem. So I'm very happy, very, very happy that I found this place. Okay. All right, y'all. So here we go, page 21 through 23. We completed Capricorn. Now we're on Aquarius. All right, we are on Aquarius. So who is the man with the jar of water? Main incidents or the main things that happen in Mark's gospel that caused the author to identify this as Aquarius. There are three things. So there's the apocalyptic transformation. So that should take us to the story about JC's transfiguration, right? The transfiguration. Um, then there's progress. I'm not sure what to expect with this incident about progress. And then there's the man carrying a jar of water. Now that should be of interest to all of us, right? Why? Because it's a very straightforward, very direct statement that the next age, the next zodiacal age, is going to be Aquarius, right? So I think in the last video we went through some of this, so I'm not going to talk about the highlights so much. But just keep in mind that the modern New Testament versions of the New Testament mistranslate the verse to, it goes something like this. Y'all can check this in your own New Testament. The disciple said, tell us, when will these things be? And the conclusion of this system of things, or the last days, or they'll use the end of the world. Okay? Or the end of the world. Now, clearly, when you understand the etymological meaning of the word that was translated, end of the world, last days, conclusion of this system of things, when you're familiar with that word and its etymological meaning, it becomes very clear that those are gross mistranslations. Okay? So they were asking, when is going to be the end of the zodiacal age? When are we going to go into, when is this zodiac age going to end and the next zodiacal age going to begin? Okay? All right, y'all, so a great year is approximately 25,900 years. Divide that by the number of zodiac signs, which is 12, and that's going to give you the number of years, 2,000, couple hundred, 2,400, 500, something like that. Y'all do the calculation yourself. That's going to give you the length, the number of years of each zodiacal year. All right? So the apostles were asking, when is the current zodiacal age going to end and the next zodiacal age going to begin? Clear? All right. The point of this whole thing is that there's no such thing as the end of the world, as these Christian religions have been teaching. Okay? That's the whole point of it. All right? So at the end of each zodiacal age, there's always disruption and chaos. Okay? In other words, there's going to be a falling apart and then a building up, or a tearing down and a building up at the end of one zodiacal age and the beginning of another. Why? Because the zodiacal age is ending. Think about it. Its energy is getting weak, and as it weakens, or look at it this way, as people become sick, right? Or as they reach or when a battery, let's use a battery. When a battery, the power, you use it, eventually the battery is going to get weak, and eventually there's not going to be any energy left in that battery, and your device is not going to work. It's going to shut down. Well, it's the same thing with the zodiacal age. The energy gets so weak that all of the systems that define that zodiacal age, they will become weakened, and then they will eventually shut down, right? And then the new zodiacal age will begin to express itself as the years go by. All right? So that's the tearing down and the building up. Make sure y'all are clear on that. All right? So the man carrying a jar of water is clearly Aquarius. All right? Go into the house of the man carrying a jar of water, and men never carried water. That was a woman's job. Okay? It was a woman's job. So if you understand the culture that only women carry water, then you should know that you need to think more about that aspect of the story, right? That's why it's there. That's why it's there. But you should also keep in mind that Aquarius, according to modern astrology, is androgynous. Androgynous. You look at Aquarius, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman, or it's a man who looks like a woman, or a woman who looks like a man. So you might think about, let's say, Prince, Little Richard. Some people might say Michael Jackson. These types, all right. Or it could be a hermaphrodite, all right. All right. Now, zodiacal keywords. These are keywords that are specific for each zodiac sign. For example, water bearer. Water bearer is specific to Aquarius, future hopes, cosmopolitan ideas, and anarchy. Now, y'all should look up the etymological meaning of anarchy, all right, because it is not what you think it is, and you'll be quite surprised when you see the meaning of anarchy, all right? In the context of what we're talking about. Now remember, there's two jurisdictions. There's the jurisdiction of nature, natural law, and then there's the jurisdiction of the opposite of nature, right? So if we're dealing with opposites, what hermetic law is involved? Okay, scholars, which hermetic law are we talking about? Nature. What's the opposite of nature? Well, unnatural, right? So opposites are polarity. If you thought polarity, that is correct. Okay? So there's the jurisdiction of nature. The opposite of nature is unnatural. In nature, we're dealing with living men and women. Okay? So that's Genesis chapter 2, Moors. Regardless of the family line. Okay, regardless of the nation. Clear? All right. When you're dealing with the unnatural, that would include hybrids. Okay, so unnatural, that would be the hybrids. All right, now there are multiple kinds of hybrids. Okay, clear? Clear? There is the troglodytes, or the Paleolithic cavemen. There are the Nephilim and Raphaim, Titans. Okay, and then probably others. All right, you can probably categorize the Paleolithic or the troglodytes. All right, but anyway, so nature, unnatural, the jurisdiction for nature is different from the jurisdiction for unnatural. Unnatural, Admiralty Maritime Law, Catholic Christian canon. All right, policy, basically policies. Corporations, right? Corporations have policies. Okay, so corporations, unnatural. If y'all been following me, oh, and I mean, I'm not the only person who has this information, but there are others. If you know the topic, then you would know that the Maritime Admiralty Catholic Christian canon jurisdiction, this is the world of the dead. Okay, it is the world of the dead, the water. Okay, so the water, and what's underneath the water, where do the Raphaim go? The Raphaim go to the world of the dead underneath the waters. All right, so this is dead status, Civiliter Mortuus status, and everything that goes along with that. Whereas natural law, this is nature, this is where there are heirs. Okay, so each man and woman is an heir. Okay, a rightful heir. A rightful heir. Okay, heir to what? To all of the land on the planet. Okay, all energy, cosmic and terrestrial, and then all resources, oil, minerals, precious metals, etc., and whatever else there might be, and commerce and contracts. All right? Everyone has the right to due process of law, etc., etc. Okay, these are birthrights. All right? So if this is natural law jurisdiction, and this is Admiralty Maritime Catholic Christian canon jurisdiction, okay, a natural man or woman can be shipped out of the jurisdiction of natural law, shipped out, let's say on the good ship Jesus, slavery, okay, and then brought into Admiralty Maritime law. All right, so here you have nationality or citizenship, right, equivalent. You get shipped out of that status into a civilly dead status. All right, it can either be through many mechanisms. All right, through many mechanisms, but the one they usually hit us with is corruption of the blood. Right, corruption of the blood of the contract, meaning dishonorable behavior, acting and living outside or out of harmony with nature. Specifically, according to the book of the law, specifically chasing after foreign deities. This would be the first commandment that y'all call it in religion. The first commandment, don't bring any other powers before my face. All right, so enough with that. Let's get into the topic. Page, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me because I'm in a new venue and it's so quiet. I'm paying attention to what I'm saying because I don't want to disrupt their business. So y'all bear with me, all right? Page 100 and oh yeah, yes, last lesson was fun to me. The last video was very fun. So let's start on page 191. Page 191, y'all. All right. Now remember the key words we're looking for: water bearer, future hopes, cosmopolitan ideas, anarchy. All right. Main incidents: apocalyptic transformation, progress, and the man carrying a water jar. All right. So now we're dealing with the Zodiac sign, Aquarius itself. All right. Y'all make sure y'all like and share the video. All right. So in Capricorn, now we talk about Capricorn, we have to go back to astrology. When we go back to astrology, we go back to nature. We are in nature, rather. So Capricorn is the winter solstice, December 21, 22. Opposite end of a line takes you up to June 21, 22. Y'all got that? So this is opposites or polar opposites. So again, what Hermetic law are we dealing with? If you said polarity, you are correct. Excellent. Polarity. Okay? Polarity. So here, June 21, 22 is the summer solstice. All right? Now remember, polarity or the law of opposites, it's always the same thing. But the opposites differ only in degree. The opposites differ only in degree. So here we have nature at the positive pole, or the summer solstice. And then we have unnatural, which is the polar opposite of nature, at the winter solstice. Y'all got it? So Capricorn is the zodiac sign of the summer solstice, and not Capricorn, Cancer is the zodiac sign at the summer solstice. And then at the opposite end of the line, which is the winter solstice, is Capricorn. Okay? So Cancer, nature, the rightful heir, birthright, inheritances, receiving and giving inheritances, you must follow natural law. All right? So every man is sovereign. Every man with the womb, meaning every woman, is sovereign. Not a sovereign citizen, but that's sovereign. Okay? They make law, they execute law, and then they render judicial decisions. So in the Constitution, we would relate this, in the Constitution, we would relate that to what? The powers that are reserved to the people. Y'all see that? Powers that are reserved to the people. Here at Capricorn, this is corporations. Corporations. Everybody see that? Corporations. Cold corporations. All right? No regard for the birthright. In fact, they want to take the birthright, consolidate power and resources. Clear? Everybody see that? This is the Hermetic law. Okay? Clear? All right. Now remember, there's movement up and down. All right. So the first thing to remember is that because of the law of vibration, everything is in constant motion, which is good for us. All right. So a man or a woman can be taken out of their proper status. How? On the good ship Jesus. Right? On the good ship Jesus, you can be shipped out of your proper status into what? Hybrid status. Meaning hybrids cannot get an inheritance. They cannot inherit land. They cannot own property. Y'all see that? Everybody see that? They cannot own land. But you can be shipped out of your birthright, shipped out of nature jurisdiction into Admiralty, Maritime, Catholic, Christian canon, policy jurisdiction. Everybody see that? And how does that happen? Through transmutation. Through transmutation. Okay, but if y'all want more on that, watch maybe the last 10, 15 videos I've done. All right. So in Capricorn, this is manifested as authority, power of the state to subjugate and regulate the rights of men and women. And that's the point we just demonstrated. That's the point that we just demonstrated. All right? Corporations stealing the birthright. All right? So in Aquarius, however, group consciousness is expressed as cooperation. Now, they just didn't get to cooperate like that. No, if you go through this whole chapter, they're forced to cooperate through life-threatening situations, facing hunger and death on a moment-to-moment basis. They're forced into it. All right, just like what's happening in North America right now. What? I really like this place. This is hot tea with cinnamon. I don't know if y'all can see it. No, but it has a little chip of cinnamon in it. All right. Okay, so let's continue. Aquarius is the fixed air sign. And although fixity reflects something of a Saturnalian inflexibility, y'all remember Saturn is considered to be a punisher, the planet that punishes. Doesn't change. It's fixed. All right? Does not change. It's fixed. Air is the medium of ideas, so ideas change. Why do ideas change? Air, note y'all, air is the medium of ideas, of debate, of intellectual exploration. Think about that. Think about that. Let me say it again. Aquarius is the fixed, that means it doesn't change, fixed air sign. The medium of ideas, of debate, of intellectual exploration. So is that talking about the air, atmospheric air, y'all? Is that what it's talking about? The air around us? Well, that wouldn't make sense. Because air is not a medium of ideas, of debate, or intellectual expression. When was the last time you heard the air talking? If you heard the air talking, if you ever heard the air talking, that means that you are hearing things that are not there. So what does this mean? How is it that air is a medium of ideas, of debate, of intellectual exploration? The paragraph continues. Consequently, Aquarius has come to be associated with, note this y'all, with the democratic spirit. Not the Republican spirit, but the democratic spirit. Democratic spirit. With free participation by equals in the governing process. Y'all got that? Think about what was just said here. Air is the medium of ideas, of debate, of intellectual exploration. Consequently, Aquarius has come to be associated with the democratic spirit, with free participation by equals in the governing process. Who can write some things that are wrong with that or problematic with that when you look at this from a point of view of nature and natural law? A Republican state of mind or form of government. The Republican form of government, every man and woman governs their own mentality. Y'all see it? It requires honor, okay, or recognition and respect for natural boundaries, such as property. All right? Whereas in the democratic system, as we have seen, these natural boundaries, they don't exist. Y'all see? They are subordinate to corporate greed. And so what will happen? Well, they'll use their scientific community to provide research, to present, to show you, or to convince you, or to put the seed idea in your mind that the natural law principle that they're violating is not a natural law at all. Or they have an alibi or an excuse to minimize or even hide that they're violating natural laws that affect you. In other words, your inheritance. They use the scientific community to do it. What else do? They use social engineering. They use the public school system. Y'all see it? So we're dealing with this medium of ideas, debate, and intellectual expression. Which Hermetic law is this referring to, y'all? Which Hermetic law? Which Hermetic law? Okay, so if you chose mental gender, you are correct. All right? Remember, the masculine mental gender energy exists outside of the physical body. All right? It never changes. It be. I exist. It is not becoming. It is not changing. It does not change. That's why it is I be. I be, I exist, I am. Okay, and this is nationality. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. You have to go back and watch the last 10, 15 videos. You'll get the explanation. That's nationality. And your nationality, that's where your jurisdiction is. That's the law language that you speak. Clear? All right. So the masculine mental energy, this is the father. Why? Because the masculine mental energy, that's where the will to do this or that is coming from. Strong masculine mental energy, strong will. But you must know your nationality. Now remember, I'm not talking about the will that we commonly think of. All right? Because anybody can be stubborn. And you might say, oh, they're so strong-willed. That's not what I'm talking about at all. All right? And then the physical body, the fleshly body, this is where the subconscious mind is housed. All right? So the physical body is me. When we talk about me, it's okay. Thanks. When we talk about me, well, me is always changing. Me is always becoming. Since it's always becoming, it's changing. And since the Creator is always feminine energy. All right? So feminine energy gives birth. Okay? Feminine energy gives birth. Masculine energy gives will. All right? So the masculine mental energy, that's the silent observer. That's the witness for or against you. For or against you. Clear? So the answer to the question is as follows, or a more specific answer, because I already gave you the answer. The answer is feminine mental energy. All right, feminine mental energy. Why? Because ideas are always changing. Where do we get ideas? We look around us, we get ideas from other people. All right, sometimes we get ideas from ourselves, right? The intuition. But the source of that is another story. But ideas cause you to change. When you debate, all right, that's also feminine energy. Anything that you're doing in your feminine, in your fleshly body is going to be the creation. In other words, the feminine energy is creating that mood that you feel in the moment. Feminine energy is creating your feelings. Feminine energy is creating every aspect of your life in the fleshly body. Why? Because you're always changing. You're either growing or you're deteriorating. All right? But you never stay the same. All right? Why? Everything is always in motion, the law of vibration. You never stay the same. You're either growing or deteriorating. Okay? You're changing, always changing. That's going to be the result of feminine energy collaborating with your masculine mental energy or somebody else's masculine mental energy. All right? So if you're being affected by other people's ideas, or if you're being affected, meaning you're changing, you're moving away from nature through intellectual exploration, whatever that might be. If these things take you away from nature, they're shipping you out of natural law jurisdiction and into the only other option, which is civil death or maritime admiralty, Catholic Christian canon policy. Y'all see it? Clear? So all these things that we feel and that we do in the physical body, that's coming from feminine energy. But feminine energy, again, has to collaborate with either your masculine energy or somebody else's masculine energy. It depends on whose is stronger and who is targeting you as an individual or as a people. Who has the more powerful masculine energy? And if you don't even much know who you is, then you're going to be controlled by others. Their masculine energy is going to collaborate with your feminine energy, and you won't be aware of it. But that's the point. Now let's continue here. All right. Consequently, Aquarius has come to be associated with the democratic spirit, democracy, demon, right? Democracy, demon, jurisdiction. Everybody see that? So in a democracy, the majority rules. 51% win, 49% loses. Y'all see that? 50% winners, 49% losers. In a Republican form of government, or in a Republican state of mind, which is the organic constitution that our ancestors ordained, established and ordained. Every man, that includes a man with a womb, a woman, is sovereign. Everybody's a winner. Okay? The only way to lose is to corrupt the blood. Corrupt what blood? Corrupt the blood of the covenant. In other words, go against natural law. Break or don't follow the Most High's commandments. All of these are equivalent statements. In which case you will be atturned or escheated, atturned, and you're going to be hit with bills of attainder. All right, etc. Mortgage, traffic tickets, lose your ability to inherit and to give an inheritance. All right, destroy the reputation of yourself and your family, disconnect them from nature. All of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, you get hit with. All right, and 68 says you will be shipped back into bondage. Okay, so I talked about what that ship is. You're going to get shipped back into bondage through religion. In North America, Christianity. Y'all got it? These are the deities of wood and stone. You're going to be shipped out of your nationality and your jurisdiction and shipped into a new jurisdiction where you are a bondman and a bondwoman. You lost it all. Everybody see that? All right, the good ship Jesus. All right, shipped you right into a civilly dead state. Shipped you right into a status where you are a stateless person, a refugee on your own land, and you don't even know. Well, how did that happen? We just talked about the transmutation. We talked about the transmutation out of natural law into unnatural law, or maritime admiralty canon Christian policy jurisdiction. You get shipped out mainly through religion. The good ship Jesus, transmutation. How? Well, you lose your nationality. Y'all got that? You don't know your jurisdiction. You go from denotative paradigm or worldview to a connotative paradigm and worldview. In other words, abstract, where words have a different meaning, or your vocabulary, you understand words to mean something differently than what they do, than what they actually mean, based upon what they meant as our ancient foremothers and forefathers spoke them. You speak in another language. Y'all got that? And it's through your own words through your own words. Let me repeat that. It is through your own words that you publicly make a record that you are incompetent. Okay? And you give consent to the Escheat to being atturned and attained. Everybody see that? We're getting all of this from the Hermetic laws and astrology. And, of course, the definitions of words, they're lawful definitions. See that? That's why it's so important, so important to do a couple of things. Return to nature by respecting, honoring our ancient foremothers and forefathers. That's Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Right? And then live our lives according to the 5 principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. All right? And these are astrological. Those concepts come out of astrology. All right? Empress Roro writes, ships are also bills of attainder. That is exactly right. Excellent point. Excellent point. Excellent point. So scholars, Moors, hope everyone sees, hope everyone is getting this, understanding, seeing and understanding the relationships between these different fields of study. All right? You know, I can commit to doing my best to present and explain. But that's all I can do, right? It's up to you all to think about it and then use it. And then use it. And hopefully you'll share your experiences with me. You know, that would encourage not only me, but other people to see you use it, not just talk about it or think about it, especially not to debate about it, but to actually use it, all right? To use it. Now let's keep going. Let's keep going. So Aquarius is associated with the democratic spirit, so we don't want anything to do with that, right? We want the Republican state of mind. We want to have the ability always to use our powers that are reserved to the people. Okay, the executive powers, the legislative powers, and the judicial powers. That's something we don't want to give up. It's a birthright. Okay? We didn't do anything for it. That's why it's called grace. Okay, or the covenant of grace. All right, just given to us. Let's continue. All right, the autocracy, the autocracy or autocracy and patriarchy expressed by Capricorn. Y'all see that? So Capricorn is a patriarchy, it's corporations. That should make sense, right? Because men who have some issues with themselves tend to want to dominate other people. Y'all hear? They're compensating, so they want to dominate. Corporations want to dominate. So that's unnatural. But in nature, a man in his right state of mind is comfortable with who he is. Live and let live. Right? I respect the boundaries. I'm not trying to dominate you. And you're not trying to dominate me. That's not. So y'all see the polar opposites. So here in nature, the matriarchy has the authority. Mama says, and the sons do. All right? The moms want to go to war, the sons go to war. In the unnatural state, the hybrid state, corporations want to go to war. So the men decide it's time to go to war. Y'all see that? And then there's the issue of where does nationality come from? Does it come from the man or does it come from the woman? All right. So let's continue. Let's continue. The autocracy and patriarchy expressed by Capricorn has yielded to the egalitarianism of Aquarius, reflected no doubt in the curious fact that many of the 20th century's most prominent feminists, these are women who want to be the opposite. They want to be men. Y'all see that? So again, we're dealing with Cancer and Capricorn. Nature and unnatural. Y'all see? Natural law jurisdiction. And then maritime admiralty or unnatural Catholic Christian canon jurisdiction. Everybody see that? All right. So it's very, very useful to understand the Hermetic laws. Very useful because you can open up, you can see things that you otherwise would not see. All right. So now let's continue. So we're dealing with egalitarianism of Aquarius, reflected no doubt in the curious fact that many of the 20th century's most prominent feminist thinkers were born under Aquarius. All right. So they're thinking up stuff that's unnatural, changing gender roles. If you change the gender role, that's going to change everything in the community because it changes the dynamics between a man and a woman and their heirs. Everybody see that? So it's a way to completely disrupt that unit. A community and a nation and an empire. Y'all see that? Ship you right out of nature or sovereignty and into bondage. Through what? Through their fake sciences, right? These fake sciences that they mask over natural law or true science. Y'all got that? The natural laws are immutable. So they just mask it over with these fake sciences. And then through the education system give you causes to believe the effects. They teach you that science, particularly Western science, is authoritative and they're right about everything. And you need to listen to the experts. Y'all see that? All right. And that's one of the main purposes of the public school system. All right? Put you in a different frame of mind. Put you in a different paradigm. All right. So let's continue. How long have we been going? Almost 1 hour. I'm going to end it soon since I'm in a new venue. And I feel a little bit uncomfortable. I feel like there's nobody in the coffee shop. But it's so quiet and comfortable in here. I feel like I'm being disruptive. Y'all see, I'm not used to it. All right, so let's continue. There's a footnote. Okay, so in the footnote, they just give the women's names and their birthdays. Okay, so they're all of these prominent feminine thinkers were born in Aquarius. That's the point. So let's go back to the paragraph. At its best, Aquarius symbolizes the ideal society. Ideal society according to what? According to the democratic form of government. Not ideal based upon the Republican form of government. Y'all got that? Make the distinction. Aquarius symbolizes the ideal society. The ideal society is where everybody is in bondage. Y'all see that? Where maritime admiralty law has been executed or delivered so well that they've taken over the world. And everybody has submitted to it. Meaning that you accept the suffering. You accept the bills of attainder. You accept all of that. Y'all got that? All right. So Aquarius symbolizes the ideal society in which the proper balance between rights of the individual, between the rights of the Moors, and the rights of the group is established and maintained. Now, y'all should know that in a democratic form of government, you ain't got no rights. They're talking about benefits and privileges. They stole the rights. How? They shipped you out of your proper jurisdiction. Y'all got that? And who's the group? The group, that's the corporation. In other words, the corporation is the master, the creditor, and the Moor, or the hybrid, the common hybrid, are the slaves. Master-slave relationship. Corporations are creditors. And then the Moors and the hybrids are all debtors. Okay? And it's not about their rights in where they begin to injure you. They have no consideration for you. Period. Y'all see that? They just bully you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Note this. People in whom the Aquarian vision seems most evident are socially committed, concerned for the welfare of the wider community. Millennius claims that Aquarius, when rising in the east at the time of birth, signifies a model citizen. All right, so I think I'm done with that. Hold on, wait. Okay, note this. Let's keep going. Such sentiments or beliefs, right, ideas, are echoed in more modern delineations of the Aquarian type. So now we're dealing with modern descriptions of Aquarius. So a change has been made from the ancient to the modern. And here they are. This is according to Charles Carter. Something he wrote in 1925. Look at what it says about Aquarius. There is nearly always much kindness, sympathy, and refinement, together with an intense love for the feeling of kinship with wild nature. Okay, so they're spinning it. They're trying to make it sound good. Why? Because they want you to be a model citizen. They want you to feel good about it, give you good ideas about it. This is a modern or added on or changed characteristics. Y'all got that? According to the text, it says modern delineations of the Aquarian type. Y'all see it? All right. Intense love. Who doesn't want love? Right? A feeling of kinship. Who doesn't want that? But this is modern, not ancient. So keep that in mind. If it's modern, that means we have to throw it out. We have to throw it out. Why? Because we're supposed to live according to the principles and heritage, which it includes culture, sciences, all right, of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. That means all of the modern stuff, throw it away. All right. Let's continue. There is generally artistic ability. The love of friends is very marked. And the native is attracted to societies. Note y'all, societies, what about secret societies? Is that what he's talking about? Clubs. Now remember, there is an inner house. In the inner house, they get to know the secrets of the mysteries of the kingdom of God. The people on the outer house or in the inner house, they get to be debtors, bondmen and bondwomen and slaves. They get religion, right? They get religious doctrine rather. And JC himself said that he did not come to save the people on the outside of the house, right? He said that himself out of his own mouth. He said he didn't teach them the secrets of the kingdom of God because he doesn't want them to repent, to even have a chance of repenting, so that they would even have a chance of being saved. So I'm paraphrasing. Y'all got that? So societies, what kind of societies? Secret societies. Clubs, what kind of clubs? The elite clubs. Associations, same concept. Groups of people and quote unquote movements of all sorts, easily merging his own personality into quote unquote causes. Y'all see that? None of these things, absolutely not one of them, are needed in a republican form of government where each man recognizes natural boundaries. My rights end where yours, where I injure you. Right? Or in other words, do no harm. If you do no harm, you don't need these societies or secret societies, clubs, or religions, or people just make up nations. Let's start a tribe, let's start a nation. You don't need this stuff. All right? You don't need it. It only is needed when people are trying to consolidate power. In other words, they're not honoring natural law. Y'all see that? If everyone lived according to nature, which is to do no harm, you wouldn't need all of this stuff. It becomes unnecessary. So these are things that are associated with Aquarius. Clear? Clear? In nature, do no harm. That's the essence of the Most High's laws. That's the essence of natural law. Page 191, bottom of the paragraph. Y'all look at this. Look at this. This easy merging with the group reflects the lack of commitment to a possessive individualism. Y'all got that? In other words, you give up your birthright. This easy merging with the group. How do you merge with your group? How do you merge with a group? What does that sound like? Well, if you want to be Jewish, let me rephrase it. What's the difference between the bloodline house of Yasharallah or house of Israel, whatever you want to say, and the religion of Judaism? What's the difference between the bloodline and the religion? Well, the big difference is that the bloodline, you must be born into it. It's exclusive. Religion, anybody can join it, no matter what your bloodline, no matter what your nation. Anybody can join it. It is inclusive. It is what? Universal in character. All you need to do is agree to do their rituals, their ceremonies, right? That's all you need to do. They gotta, of course, they have a more specific list, but I'm speaking in general. Same thing with Christianity. Anybody can join it. It's for everybody, right? Most Christian religions, John 3:16, for God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son so that everyone who believes might be saved, or something like that. Most of the Christian religions are teaching that means everybody from every bloodline. I think most of the Hebrew Israelites are teaching that only applies to the bloodline Hebrew Israelites. But the point is this. Religion wants to merge all the people into one organization, one association, one club, one society. Y'all know that in the religion I came from, that I used to be in rather, their governing body came from a group that they called the society. Now y'all look up the word society. Look that word up in a Strong's lexicon. You'll be shocked what that word means. Look it up. So these religions are societies, clubs, for example. From my understanding, I never met these people, but my understanding is that the Moorish Science Temple of America functions as a club. Whether that's true or not, y'all decide. Y'all go check it out. I'm just giving you the information. All right? Associations. Okay, so these are religious associations too. Now, is religion and government separated? Absolutely not. Not in practice. What they say and what they do are different, right? Okay, so this easy merging with the group, that means the person's mind has already been conditioned to merge with a group. In other words, foreigners. The person's mind is already conditioned or in process of being conditioned to merge with foreigners. Y'all got that? To be a stateless person, to have no nationality, which means you give up the birthright. Y'all see it? Everybody see it? This easy merging with the group reflects the lack of commitment to possessive individualism. No. They're saying the lack of commitment to do everything that you can to maintain your birthright. How do they stop that, or how do they interrupt it? By making sure you don't know that you have a birthright and that you have an estate. Everybody see it? Or if you know that you have it, make you afraid to use it or cause you to have doubt in that. So you won't act on it out of fear. Is it clear? This is Aquarius. This is the role and function of religion. Also the educational system and other institutions too. And policies, public policies too. All right. So let's continue. So this lack of commitment to possessive individualism, now y'all know the birthright has to do with honorable behavior and knowledge of commerce. So they don't want you to have any knowledge of commerce. They want you to have knowledge of religious doctrine. Y'all got that? So make you commerce stupid. Clear? All right. So this lack of commitment to possessive individualism, which gives rise to that other Aquarian quality, detachment. You are detached from nature. You're detached from yourself. You think that you only have 6 senses. You don't realize that you have other faculties and how to use them. For example, your imagination. Your imagination projects what you want outside of yourself. It projects it outside of yourself so that it can appear in the physical world. We call it manifesting, right? This is done through the faculty of imagination, but most people don't know that that's the function of imagination. Y'all got it? All right, so let's continue. So Aquarian wants you to be detached from self. Hence, man, know thyself. All right. This has led to an association of Aquarius with science. Y'all see that? So they detach science from man. So all of these other faculties of mind that we have, they detach them. The only thing that they want you to think about is what? They want you to be analytical mind heavy. Right? Statistics and facts. And then teach y'all that based upon the numbers, it has to be true. Ain't no other way. Well, that's total crap. That's total BS. All right? Science and scientists become gods in these people's mind. That's why a lot of y'all got tricked into taking a jab. With the cold or cool objectivity of the observer who is prepared to go anywhere where the evidence leads. Y'all see that? And there you have it. You've been made into a fool. All right. I'm going to stop here, y'all. Like I said, I'm in a new venue. I'm an hour and 15 minutes into it. I don't want them to ask me to leave. So y'all make sure y'all study the Hermetic laws, study astrotheology. The link to the free PDF for this book is in the description area of the video. So y'all make sure y'all download it, print it, and study it, okay? But even more than that, make sure you start to apply, practice to do everything that you've been learning. Okay, do it all. Make sure you do everything. Otherwise, it's not going to serve you any real purpose other than you having head knowledge. And then you tend to forget that, right? Make sure y'all subscribe to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course. The link is in the description area of the video. That's where you're going to learn about etymology, Ancient Ibaryath. Some people refer to it as Paleo Hebrew. That's where you'll be able to do what you see me doing, not only in these videos, but when I do the Saturday class at 10 a.m., you can understand what the book of the law and what the other Hebrew scriptures mean. And for that matter, once you learn these principles, you can use that to understand any holy book or any document in any language. Okay, so these skills are transferable, but only you can pull the trigger and actually learn it and do it. All right, so that's your obligation to yourself. So I've made the online class available, and I made it almost free, $10 per month. No contract you can cancel. Also, those of you, some people have asked me, they've said, well, they finished all the videos. So my recommendation is that you start from the beginning and keep going over it and over it and over it. All right, and your goal should be to understand and gain mastery, and it should not be to finish the class. All right, that should not be it. It should be gain mastery, understand the concepts. All right, the first time you go through it, the second time you go through it, you're going to see things you didn't see. The third time, you're going to see things that you didn't see. It's going to be a constant process of discovery. All right, so you're going to get vocabulary, grammar, all of these type of things. It's going to be an eye-opener for you. Also come to the 506 Curses course. That's the live course I teach every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so y'all show up, and I have lots of Ancient Ibaryath books for all ages in the description area of this video. So let me say thank you to everyone who has supported me, especially the project to write the Book of the Law in Ancient Ibaryath and Modern English. All right, so thank you very much for that. Also, those of you who have bought and who will continue to buy my books and come to my classes, it means a lot to me, but you'll get a million times more from the fiat that you spent in terms of the knowledge and improvement in your life and mental freedom from bondage. All right, and your birthright back. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. We're 1 hour and 18 minutes into it. All right, so thanks for joining me. I'll be back within about 12 to 24 hours. Shalom and Islam to all the Moors.